Okay. It's okay to throw up, officer.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. Too late. It's impossible to keep until a pool of vomit light. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit.
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, then...
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this, then? A tool shed?
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying. There's a good, vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. See that ladder there? It's probably...
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what... The tarpaulin cloak, with possible RCM markings, is still caught on the railing. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your skin. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside the drawer slides. The file cabinet, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. And the same materials being. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a back. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes. Special word. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Hundreds of documents and the same material. You already went through all of these. Hundreds of and the same. You already went. Remember, Leo, all items on the drawer slide. The file cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then,
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
the voice of a youngster on the other end sounds.
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. No. Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? If you need any further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main.
The call is terminated by the other. rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh. On. Arrête. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And, with a surprising, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance, moving this container, of course.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I...
The crane does not return to its original position. Before you stands a cargo container.
You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. No reply. The knock you attempt to turn the hand to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because what wasn't an option? Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red.
The lyrics to this container song are... The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi. From the...
Container, you... Everard, he looks after everyone. I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not... I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on... Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the...
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers.
Sure is, mister. Sure is.
I had to break this bonding moment. But the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Whoa, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the sky. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have...
So no one...
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, but Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and... Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about it. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else.
He probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would...
Yes. Everybody needs a job, and this... I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man. Actually, Miss Beaufort is...
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those do it, but I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here, and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yep.
Yes, this place really seems to run like...
Well, thanks a lot. coming from. Sometimes I feel some of the guys. Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds. Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's board. Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that.
He didn't actually understand what you meant. And now he's just not.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know.
Told you.
Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real. Oh, Mr. Everard is where he always is. In his office, of course. Bye-bye now.
Inexplicable feminist agenda. There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It is a cylindrical object, piss-weathered and smelling of liquor. The paint is peeling off, but you can clearly make out the letters Revolutionary Feminist Agenda on the hull. It appears that some time ago, before you became a joke, you were an actual feminist. Somehow, you've come to that conclusion. Perhaps you can work your way back. Before the cargo container. Its drawer you attempt to turn to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. No reply. The knot produces a hollow ring. Rusting control panel, no screech of metal. Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large. With great effort, he with a mixture of expectation and impatience.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting...
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from them.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man and reasonable men. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your...
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain... This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
He's not.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You say you got it. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a load.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. Who does this guy think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him. The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chip.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters. Why, thank you. It's...
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry.
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions.
Somehow you managed to get yourself out of this one. Whatever you do, don't ask him about the gun first. You don't want him thinking you're scared.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me... My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are...
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean...
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However...
Words flow like a river of... I guess word has already reached him. It's just a brown folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM.
He got the name from the Census Bureau.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now...
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a...
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are... You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it...
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking...
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
The big man peers at you over the rims.
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even... That's what... I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want...
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically... And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying...
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. Harry, I'm a very busy man and...
You want to send someone a message?
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy... Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to... Of course, Harry, I understand. But if that's the case, I don't think we'll ever... Perhaps this was just bad timing for you.
Maybe the only way, he thinks. I won't hold it against you. In fact, we probably should reconsider later.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious...
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should...
A fantastic...
And just like that.
Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that... Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. Your gun will be found, Harry.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And...
Harry! I was only trying... Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak.
I assure you, we are working on locating the...
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now.
Before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened, and, as it's always been, it's impossible to open a You turn to your left. The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frieza. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, the magazine is divided into several sections. International Development, Comrade. As you know, this journal takes its name from but, like the structure, only 4 issues in, and it's... So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, you flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents. This section includes a long, tedious... You also skip over an article about whoa, bear wrestling. It seems to be part of a new public fitness according to this extremely credulous account. Uncle Sport? Of course not. The article makes plain that this is according to the SRV's Ministry of Information. This is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in Lachette. What are you, a statistician? Did the moral intern send you on a fact-finding mission? This is the SRV party line, comrade. You flip back to the front of the magazine. This is the night watchman's booth.
If you must. But please hurry.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. It's a black and white photo of a young couple.
Why did you take that? Fine, but let's move.
This is...
body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Am Sandwich. You are not in danger. Because what is this androgynous, this...
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely.
Stop it! You are... This display of weakness may appeal to all...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to...
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Good one, officer. Don't worry. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strike? A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I'm not so sure about the hustle. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse.
Okay, but where did you get...
The janitor gave it to me. None of this mess we're in. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker.
He means he's not going to tell you, cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with...
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him?
The man with...
We're negotiating... Aye. All of it. However, right...
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page. Communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people. Or...
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is I guess you kind of get to be the village chief.
By that, you mean?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? The old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. Besides, there are no...
This man has political theory.
Sure thing.
This was great. You feel meant...
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cop.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, we have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scab.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate in.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If you...
I have a question. Why do all these men follow...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were...
given a job to do!
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest them instead?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then...
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriage. Not many people outside of Grad. And
A Stars Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, and ain't...
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out. They said it was an honor killing. Hussar style. The Jim's community...
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest...
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word. People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that. 4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbor are...
I try to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated. Yes, detective? Okay. I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this. But I've seen it blue and white.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the... A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some, even by the standards of the Philippian kings, well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of his own maladministration. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge... But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped it beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay. Thrown there by the original was blown apart by most historic. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown. Something with great kinetic energies. Someone shot him in the heart.
Okay, I can see it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so why not? What this shows us is...
The king stands high. Small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something, the photo, an ambrotype, from no response.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Why? I just told...
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol. Every school of thought and government has it's men like you who...
What he means is fixation on the Revacholian nation.
Oh, come on, man.
I know exactly what... But you see...
Silence. Your partner needs backup.
You two make a key.
The lieutenant exhales.
Whatever you say, officer.
He smells of heavy motor oils. And his breath of...
Not the most popular topic nowadays. I'm not people who've...
Race is a simplistic means of social classification, based on easily observed. The lieutenant tries to remain impassive.
As arbitrary as any...
He is comfortable reciting these thoughts. He's spent...
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superior. The problem? The dam keeps our show.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's true. Also, you need to realize that don't push your luck.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. It's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please, it's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very... Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.